Self-determination theory is an approach to mental health maintaining that humans are motivated to behave to satisfy the psychological needs of autonomy, competence, and relatedness. SDT recognizes humans as active organisms working toward growth and development, driven by internal and external forces. The motivational interviewing approach adequately encourages the SDT model to elicit positive behavior changes. Using MI allows clients to build motivation, improve engagement in treatment, and work toward integration of extrinsic regulation. Self-regulation leads to fulfilled needs and increased intrinsic motivation for desired behaviors. The following roleplay is an example of a self-determination theory-based counseling session using the technique of motivational interviewing. The roleplay presents Phase 1 of the two-phase model. Phase 1 of MI gives the client an opportunity to explore issues and problems. Once the counselor identifies sufficient readiness to change, the sessions move into Phase 2, making the plans and strengthen commitment for change. Bill, how's it going?
It's going fine.
Really? Okay.
It's always nice to see you.
Well, you too. You as well. Tell me about what's been going on since I saw you last week.
Well, I took some of your advice. I tried to limit my golfing over the weekend, my me time in a sense. Try to reflect and see how I take a part in my home life and where I am and where I should be.
What did you come up with?
I was talking to the kids. They all said that they'd like to see Daddy a little bit more. I just talked to Rhonda. Of course, we're still not seeing eye to eye on some subjects, but I promised to make an effort, and I reduced golf from total weekend to just one day.
Okay, that sounds great. I'm glad that you've implemented some change, because you didn't sound very committed to what you felt like was.
Well, the long drive home, I take these drives all the time after work to ease my mind. Our conversation kept popping up.
Okay, our conversation popped up
all the time. Because this is my life, so I want to make sure I'm doing the right thing and putting forth the right efforts. But my question to you today is, with me giving up these sacrifices, and if there's no change, maybe the problem is not me.
Maybe the problem isn't you?
Yeah. Maybe I don't contribute so much to the problem as Rhonda may have told you.
Maybe.
You don't agree?
Elaborate for me. Tell me.
Well, if I make all these changes and everything, and she doesn't change, then what was all the fuss about? I'm changing to try to better myself and my family, but if that one individual in our relationship is not changing, and she's still accusing me of cheating, can we help that?
Well, you said that our conversation kept coming up in your head. You were thinking about it. You've made some changes. You wanted some peace in your home environment.
Exactly.
Sounds like you got some of that.
Well, not really, because I didn't give you sex.
Okay.
And she still complains about imaginary stuff, things that I don't understand what she complains about. The kids understand, yes. It seems that our relationship with the three kids, now the headaches for the one, I think we got into that a little bit. I just want to make sure that, I think it's a lack of sleep, nightmares, a little bit of bedwetting, but we're going to address that. And then hopefully we're going to be seeking some help. But I don't know if you would be the therapist. I don't know if that's something that you do with pediatrics, but we're going to look into that.
Yeah, sounds good. So how do you feel? What does it make you feel when you're making these changes, but you don't see an overall change?
Well, it's not so much an emotion. It's more of a thought. It's more of a red flag concern, or it's a second kind of guessing kind of situation. Maybe it's not me kind of thing. So those aren't feelings so much. Those are just some of the thoughts that come in my head.
Okay. So it's important to process how we're thinking and what because that can lead to some of our behaviors.
True, yes.
Yeah. But inside, what does it feel like?
Loneliness probably be the expression. Still feel a little lonely.
You feel alone?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Hang on there, quick. Just a little bit.
I understand.
Just a little bit.
I understand. You're putting a lot of
Effort. Yes. Yeah. See, you see. But Rhonda doesn't see this.
Okay.
I don't understand.
Okay. So what does it look like for you if she sees?
Well, if she sees, I believe it would be a change. You know, if you see it, you know, if you see fire, you put it out. You know, if you see something crumbling, you try to reinforce it. So if she sees this in me, and if I express it, then I would expect someone to make some look like what you did with me. Look at the things that I need to change inside to see how I could improve our relationship.
Okay.
But that's just not happening. I think she's having an affair.
You think Rhonda's having an affair?
Possible. But she has all this free time on her hands. You know, I'm doing surgeries every day, and you know, and just kids are at school. Maybe she needs a hobby or something, but I wouldn't put it past it.
Okay.
Well, you know, I was watching Snapped on TV.
You were watching Snapped?
Well, yeah, well,
Okay.
she was watching it, but I watched the episode she was watching.
Okay.
So I'm trying to spend more time with her.
Got it.
But it kind of mirrored our relationship. And the doctor died. He was a doctor as well.
How did
Am
that
I
make you
being-
feel?
Am I getting paranoid?
How did that make you feel?
A little scared. A little concerned. Like, what's going on?
So it evokes some thought in your mind.
Oh, well, yeah. The similarities were, I don't know if she has the thing plotted already to watch this episode with me.
Okay.
Almost like a warning.
And what did you say? What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I kept it to myself. I didn't express that. I don't want to start an argument because I may be paranoid.
All right. So what are your concerns today?
Well, I'm just building on the step-by-step process on how to better myself so that I can be in a position to better my home life, figure out what it is that's making me tick, so I can make whatever changes I need to make, if needed. Because, you know, I still sometimes think that it's not me.
Okay. Last week we talked about you were feeling stress and golf was your way to relieve stress.
Right.
Okay, so this week you reduced some of the golf playing. How's your stress?
I guess I filled the void a little bit with playing with the kids, and that wasn't as stressful. Well, it was a little bit of golf in the element. We went outside in the backyard, and you know, he had the little putt things. We played that, so maybe the golf was still in there a little bit, but I enjoyed it with my youngest kid. And as for the oldest, we're having some problems with that one as well. You know, a little bit of outburst and a little rebellion, but I'm thinking that's just part of life.
Okay. Well, what do you think would happen if you didn't make these changes?
Well, for me or for everyone else?
For you.
If I didn't make these changes, I'd have been okay. Like I'm still okay now. It's not that big of a difference. It's not as stressful.
Okay.
You know, I stressed out, but a little bit more relaxed. And, you know, since I made the changes, I can appreciate some things when it comes to my kids a little more. But as for me and Rhonda's relationship, she still drinks early in the morning. I don't understand her drinking. I don't understand it. Well, I allow her to do it because that's her thing. She likes wine. She's what they call one of those experts.
Yeah,
Connoisseur, and she's a wine buff. I'm thinking that's a hobby for hers, but I think she's drinking a little too much.
Okay. So Rhonda likes to have her wine in the morning. She's a connoisseur.
Mm-hmm.
Would you call yourself maybe a connoisseur of golf?
Exactly. So that's one reason why I don't try to make it a thing.
Okay. And her drinking kind of bothers you.
Well, because the golf doesn't have an effect on me, but like that, like drinking does. You know, you can have an excess of drinking, and you can do some silly stuff. You play golf all day and maybe get a sunburn.
Okay. Well, how about we look at it this way? The drinking can affect you negatively physically, right? It can make you sick. It can, you become an addict. It can mess with your liver. You're a doctor. You know all those things, right?
Exactly.
Okay. It also can affect your home life and relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're playing golf, and although physically it may not be hurting you, it could be hurting those at home.
Well, that's because of the absence of me, not because of the cause of me. The drinking, you wind up losing a bit of your mental capacity of thought. You may say things you don't mean. You are the direct cause, either it's directly that you affect someone. Now, me playing golf means being around something that has an indirect effect on someone, but it's not me doing it because I'm not there.
Okay. I'm really glad, though, that you made some change and that you slowed down on the golf this past week and just to see
how it works. But I wake up early in the morning. That's my routine. And if it wasn't golf, I'd find something else. She's in the bed. She's all lined out. And so I decided to play with the kids.
Okay. So maybe you playing golf and not having a happy, environment at home all the time with Rhonda isn't important.
To her, yeah, maybe it's not. To me, it is. I'm trying to make changes. I'm not there.
If you were 100% successful at the changes you're making, what would that look like?
Well, for me, I would hope that my changes that I've made, the effect that it has on my family, the kids will be appreciative more. See daddy's home, run to daddy, give her daddy hugs, because they said they miss me so much. My wife will be a little bit more, like you said last week, a little bit more attentive. Not so much pampering and catering, but just more attentive and appreciative.
Right. Lots of people can work that.
But that's
you work hard.
Yeah, I work hard every day to maintain this lifestyle.
Right.
You get to go to Paris twice a year, get to go to Bahamas for the summer. We go to the Aspen in the winter. And we have to me, a successful life.
So what do you see the reason to change?
Well, I told you last week that I didn't see it, but you point things out in me that I never looked at. That some of the things like my golfing and some of my work ethic may have a negative effect on the internals of my family. And I'm worried about that, worried about their well-being. I want to be a part of their life, not just as a provider, but a part of it. I want to build a relationship with my kids a little more. Because then, like I said, I was driving and I was thinking, I was like, man, she's right. I'm not around.
Okay. What can you change what can you change? What behaviors can you do to make things better?
Well, I'm trying to have open discussions with my wife, but that's still a very difficult thing to do because there are insecurities, I believe. And, I could quit my job today, and go get a job somewhere else, do something different so that everyone think that I'm sitting with all my patients and all my assistants and all my golfing people and everything else to try to please that psychosis that she has, a little mental thing. But I don't think that's me. I don't think I'm the problem. She's the problem. Has to be.
Well, I see that you feel a little stuck. So
exactly, that's the word I'm looking for. I feel stuck.
Okay, I'm glad we were able to put a word to that. Yeah, I can see it. And but what's going to have to change?
Are you saying I need to get a divorce? Because that's what the guy at Snap did, and he wound up dead. I don't see no. That shouldn't be an option.
A divorce?
Yeah. Is it an option? Of course. But then that have a negative effect on the kids as well.
Okay. So you want to be happy, and you want to do the things that you want to do for yourself. Mm-hmm. So how do you resolve that?
Well, right now I'm trying to figure out a timetable, a schedule. Trying to formulate a schedule that's outside of that free time outside of work. To help put me inside the a family life, some shape form.
Let's see. What would it look like if everything was fair?
That's kind of difficult because I have to understand what's fair for everyone. But I would say that everyone has their cake and eat it too. You have your solitude time, family time, and then your whatever it is that drives your time. Because my work is not my passion anymore. Because now it's become work.
Okay.
In the beginning, it was different.
Right.
You know, starting your practice, doing all these things, the excitement was there. And once again, you know, with Rhonda leaving the research she was doing to, you know, she had the opportunity, and I don't know if there may be some resentment there, but I've never asked her not to go to the Philippines and do that whole Asia trip thing. You know, we were young at the time, but, you know, my life was taking me here, and she decided to join us.
You chose to do the route to become a doctor.
I was doing the doctor. I was doing that route before I met her. But in the beginning, it was different. You know, she was there helping me building my business and my practice. But once I did the bachelorette, sky's the limit.
So when you started doing your plastic surgery, you enjoyed it. It just felt good to do it.
I still feel good now, but it's, you know, it's more demanding now.
Okay.
Because success, it comes with success.
Right.
And I want to stay successful at what I'm doing, because now not only do I have provide a great income, but I also have a brand or an awareness. People know who I am now. You know, I can't even go down the street. You know, try walking down Bellevue Hills and you're the top person that does tits and ass. You know that Brazilian butt. That's for me.
Okay.
I did that.
Well, that sounds like you're good at achieving things that you
put my mind to. Exactly.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, so back to your home life and your golfing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what can we do there that can make some change?
Well, I thought about trying to spend a little bit more time with Rhonda. A little bit more of us kind of situation. Maybe, you know, nice take her out to eat, dinner, or maybe even get rid of the kids and I will cook. You know, something that's focused on us. You know, well, let me rephrase that. Something focused on her. You know, to try to get some kind of reaction toward me to become us. But that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Okay. Sounds like you're able to come up with some things that may work for you.
But it may not. That's the thing.
Maybe.
But it's the effort that counts. Okay. I understand where you're going with this. You're very good.
Why, thank you. You're giving all the answers.
Well, you know, you're bouncing you're making me think.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we're partnership.
Okay.
So next week, if you'd like to come and we can talk a little bit more about some more changes that maybe you've made or some thoughts that you've come up with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So how did we do today?
I think we did pretty good. I feel good.
Let's do a summary of what it is that we talked about today. You made changes last week. Great. You're proud of yourself for doing that. Good. I can see that you're thinking about what else you can do, and you're a little concerned about the lack of your perception of change overall. With your personal changes, the impact that it did not have necessarily.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay, so if you'd like, we can set up an appointment for next week.
Sure. I would really appreciate that. You know, like I said before, I enjoy talking to you.
Perfect. I enjoyed as well. Same time, same place?
Same time, same place, yes.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much, Bill. You have a good week.